Hey there folks, and welcome back for another shaving video. And today we're going to use Cold River Soapworks Select. This is the springtime limited edition soap, which is really beautiful stuff. The scent on this is green Irish tweed, which I like a lot. Very, very fine soap. I can't recall the price because this is limited edition, but it's usually somewhere around $4 an ounce-ish, or somewhere in that neighborhood. We're going to use our Rudy Vay Plasson that was sent to me by my buddy Tim Berger. Thank you once again, Tim. Definitely my favorite brush, certainly one of at the very least. And there's the puck, by the way. I've had this puck for, I don't know, a couple years maybe. I'm not sure when this came out. Maybe a year and a half ago. I'm not exactly sure, but it sure is beautiful stuff. And it's really a fine soap, in my opinion. I like it a lot. Scent strength on this, I'd say about a 7, somewhere in that neighborhood. So quite robust, and the performance is absolutely stellar, in my opinion. Very, very good stuff. All right, let's see where we are. Let's get a little bit more water to get our load on here, and then we will get started. Hope everyone had a beautiful Monday. I did. I hope you did too. All right. Looks like we have a good load here. Let's wet the face and we'll get going. Stay tuned. All right. So here we go today with Cold River Soapworks Select Springtime Limited Edition. I hope he brings us back for those of you who don't have it. If you love the green Irish tweed type scent, it's quite good. I like it a lot. I'm gonna add a little more water here. This is a tallow base soap with lanolin. It's really, really good, I think. As you can see here, no problems lathering it. Nice thick lather with no trouble at all. And if it's one thing I notice about these type of soaps with lanolin and tallow and lanolin is my experience has shown that the lather is always is a very silky in your finger like consistency, and it's just always superb, or at least it works that way for me. Like the Stirling soaps and Cold River, of course they have vegan soaps as well. Oh, by the way, I'm using the Above the Tie bamboo SE1, which is phenomenal. Really top of the line when it comes to single edge Artist Club style razors. It is fantastic. And a question that comes up is, why do you all use those? Well, for one, as you can see there, if you take one stroke, it gets about half of your cheek. So there is that. And it's just a different type of razor, uses a more rigid blade. Just gives you a different experience. I like it a lot. If I could only pick one single edge razor, this would be it. Now, of course, I also love the Colonial razors, General, and the Razor Hawk. Those three are in my fleet of razors, and they will remain. But if I could only have one, this would be it, because it's just absolutely superb. It's stainless, you know, it's going to stand the test of time and all the rest of it. But there we have an excellent first pass. Let's rinse the face. We'll come back for pass 2. Really nice performance on this soap on the first pass. Just really excellent stuff. My only criticism, even if you want to call that minor gripe, let's call it, with Cold River is I've had a lot of people tell me, you know, he does make things and he sells out of it pretty quick. But he tries to get more in stock. But he does tend to sell out of things. Kind of like a Mike's Natural Soap. And he doesn't do any retailers. He sort of puts out what he puts out. And, you know, you sort of got to be around when he does. But apart from that, you know, it's a little pricey. But it's one of those products where I don't really mind spending the extra scratch because it's a really good product. Pricey as compared to, you know, the more inexpensive soaps, of course. But overall, I think it's still a good value, price-wise. All right, second pass. And boy, I tell you, with this Cold River Soapworks, the razor just, it absolutely glides. There's just something about his tallow formulation that I think is fantastic. And it leaves your face feeling great after the shave, which is excellent as well. And as you can see there with this razor, it doesn't take too many strokes, and you are covering a lot of area with a single stroke. So that makes it kind of nice. And the blade really makes a lot of difference because it's a much more rigid blade. You get more shaves per blade. That varies from individual to individual. At least double what you get in your double edge blades, at least. Sometimes triple or maybe even more depending on the person. So they are more expensive, however, the blades, but I really enjoy shaving this way from time to time, and this is a really wonderful razor. All right, excellent. Second pass. We'll come back for pass 3. Getting off the Tuesday on a wonderful, or getting a great start, I should say, to Tuesday. I think I was going to say getting off on the right foot on Tuesday morning. Boy, this soap smells fantastic. I am a sucker for that green Irish tweed scent type. But the price that Creed charges for that puck of soap, which from what I've been told, I never bought it. Just because it's, from what I'm told, it's just marginal at best in terms of performance. But boy, I do really like their scent. It's fantastic. But you can get superb performance out of a soap like Cold River or Stirling, or, you know, Katie's Bubbles. K-Shave Works has a scent like this. Just about everybody does now, because it's just a beautiful classic scent. At least it is in my opinion. All right, pass 3. I got to tell you, this has been a really, really comfortable shave. Just a great way to start off the morning, and hopefully this great start sort of launches us into a beautiful day. Of course, it's going to be a beautiful day just by virtue of us being here, because, of course, life is indeed beautiful. And if you don't think so, there are a lot of people who aren't here who would disagree. But it's beautiful. Even with all the problems we have, I couldn't be happier. And I have problems just like everyone else. But you know what? On the balance, everything's pretty darn good. So, no need to get up in the morning, you know, sluggish and full of regret and all the rest of it, and hating to go to work. Just embrace it. You got to do it anyway. And if you have to do it, you might as well make the best of it. And if you play your cards right, you can hopefully work yourself into a job that you enjoy. And that makes life even better. But the one thing I have to say to young folks is, you don't start out on top. You know, even when you go and get your degree and work hard, it takes a while. So be patient. You will eventually land where you need to be, but you know, your post-college or post-high school or whatever your level of education is, those first 10, 15, maybe even 20 years are hard. You got to work really hard during that time to have it a little easier as you get older. So my advice is work hard now and you'll be able to take it a little bit easier later. All right, that was a great 3 passes. We'll come back with the post. Stay tuned. All right, so in comes the magic. There's magic, because it's made by witches. This is, of course, witch hazel with aloe, which is wonderful stuff for face conditioning, astringent, all the rest of it. Although I got to tell you, Cold River Soap Works does a really good job, especially on these lanolin-based soaps, of conditioning the face and making them feel swell after the shave by itself. Razor today was Above the Tie SE1 Bamboo. Excellent. I love it. It is really top-notch in my view. We had our Rudy Vay. I don't know if you can see this. Kind of hard to see. Can you see that? Let's look. There you go. There's our Brush of the Gods Rudy Vay, which was sent to me by Tim Berger, which I absolutely love it. It is unique, one of a kind. It's really, really lovely. And of course, our Cold River Soapworks Select Spring. If he puts it out this year, I recommend you get it if you like green Irish tweed type of scents. Beautiful stuff. And of course, we would be remiss if we didn't use our Stirling Sharp Dressed Man. It is by far my favorite green Irish tweed type scented aftershave. Absolutely phenomenal. And I've used a good bit of it there. I use it all the time. I love it. And it will hang around all day like a cologne. And I gotta tell you, this is fantastic for, what is it, $12, $13? You know, it's not $25. $12, $13. You can have menthol added to it if you want. Alcohol, witch hazel, fragrance oil, aloe. Good stuff in it too. So, and I gotta tell you, the prices on this should be criminal, but thank goodness they're not. It's fantastic. All right. Thanks everyone for joining me once again. Until next time, let's make America shave again.